Faith Jones channel, a place where listeners will get a balanced perspective of issues affecting the Black community. Here we do not mollycoddle, water down, or soften any blows. This is a stage where both genders are equally scrutinized. Here, there is balance. All right, good morning. Welcome back. This is Faith Jones coming at you again with another one of my videos. And today I would like to focus on a sisterhood divided, if you will. And like I said, my last few videos have been about the Black female and our poor choices and bad behavior, because as I stated in many of my other videos, I did videos back to back to back, pinpointing things that I didn't like about what Black men were doing in this gender war. So, you know, I am just going to do the same thing in return, and back to back. It's going to be videos, you know, concerning Black women and what we do to contribute to the gender war. And yeah, I know that I've gotten a lot of backlash for it. A lot of Black women come on here to argue and continue to divide, and that's basically, you know, they're not adding much of an argument except to call me names like mammy and pimpology, handmaiden, or whatever. But you know, be that as it may, you know, I'm going to still continue to speak the truth about what's going on out here in these streets, because it needs to be told. There needs to be more Black women out here being vocal about our end of what's going on and what's going wrong between the relationship between Black men and Black women. Because a lot of Black women out here, I'm not going to say all, but there's a lot of us out here that would like to blame it all on Black men. And yes, I do know that Black men took to YouTube and they're bashing and calling us bad names. I've been privy to it as well. And a lot of you have been witness to me being privy to the abuse. But it's all in how you handle yourself and, you know, just, you know, move on. You know, I've been called all types of names too. But like I said, I don't hate all Black men. I dislike the actions of some of our brothers. But that's not going to ever make me say abort Black male babies, or, you know, let's just hop the fence, or, you know, any of that nonsense that a lot of Black male bashers do. You know, I'm not going to fall into that category, because it's not going to help heal us or bring us together. And that should be the motivation between opening the lines of communication. And if you're not interested in, you know, unifying, then, you know, don't argue. You know, we had about a couple of months ago, or maybe it wasn't that long ago, but we had all, as a majority of Black women, decided that we were going to erect a wall of silence where we would no longer argue with Black men online, or, you know, tolerate any of the bashing or any of that. We were just not going to engage them any longer. And I thought that that was the best idea since sliced bread, for us to just, you know, move on, not even, you know, go and get into these cyber battles, and just focus on ourselves and what issues we need to focus on as women. But as time went on and people began to reveal who they actually are and what their actual agendas are, I started to see that there were a lot of Black women who were bashing Black men because they need to recruit as many Black women as they can to go along with their agenda that they're pushing, so that they can feel better about themselves and what they're doing. So we have a lot of swirlers in the Black female community that are really heavily pushing for Black women to jump the fence, because Black men are this and Black men are that. But these are the same females that criticized Black men for doing the exact same thing that they are now doing. They have jumped the fence, and now they are bad-mouthing Black men, the same way that the Black men who are swirling jumped the fence and began to badmouth black women for their reasons for leaving the race. And I say that's bullshit. You know, we cannot expect black men to sympathize or empathize with our pain when we criticize them for doing something, then we turn around and do the exact same thing the first chance we get. So, you know, I've noticed these type of females matriculate from this whole black woman's wall of silence. They got even louder, especially as I began to focus on our issues. They did not want to focus on changing our bad behavior and making ourselves better as women as a result of focusing on bad behavior that we need to change. They wanted to just basically pat each other on the back and do more of that black woman feel good conversation of uplifting themselves and making themselves feel good for being great mothers and all of this type of stuff. Never mind the fact that we still have a high epidemic of out of wedlock births, and never mind the fact that our children are failing in school, and never mind the fact that, you know, we have a lot of black women online that have such low self-esteem that they feel that they have to twerk and bare their bottoms online and take pictures for likes and all of that type of stuff. And these are the issues that I really wanted to focus on us speaking out about more in order to change. But as the smoke began to clear and we were no longer focusing on just black men, at least I wasn't, okay? And as I began to just focus on just those issues, the smoke began to clear and the sisterhood became divided between the few of us black women who are actually here to put in and do the work and talk about the hard issues affecting black women in black communities. And it's not just the issue of us being bullied and harassed and, you know, being, how can I say, discriminated against with colorism and featureism. You know, those are real issues that we do have to deal with. And I'm so happy that we are dealing with those issues because we need to deal with those. I'm not saying stop dealing with those issues, but when it comes down to talking about our bad behavior that we need to change, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to deal with that. We run and hide behind real issues of colorism and real issues of cyberbullying and black women being killed out here in the streets for real because of the messages that a lot of black male YouTubers have been putting out. You know, those are real issues, but we hide behind those and we try to call ourselves only focusing on those when we could very well multitask and focus on some of the other issues, but we don't want to. We want to pretend that we're doing this diligent, hard, pressing work of only focusing on what black men are doing to us. We're always victims in every single scenario. We don't want to talk about things that we do to victimize ourselves as women. We don't want to talk about none of that. And anybody that does talk about it, they get attacked. They get called pimpology, whatever, mammy, you know, which is the equivalent of simp for black men. See, black women are doing the same thing that black men do to other black men who come to other black men and tell them that they need to get their shit together. If they want women to respect them and to follow them and submit to them, then they have to give them a reason to. Then the other black men will come in and bash that guy and call him a simp and Captain Save him. And the guy is actually telling them the correct way. You cannot come to these women empty-handed. And I'm telling black women, you cannot step to these men empty-handed. And I'm being called a mammy and a pimpology, whatever. I forgot the whole phrase of it, but it was ridiculous. It's just as ridiculous as these bum niggas that get on YouTube and try to shame another brother who is out here talking and telling and giving good information and advice. A simp. Mammy is the new simp. That's the female simp. And so these baby mama mafia warriors, or these swirlers, whatever group and whatever agenda they're trying to push, they got their group of gangster females that will come into your chat room and they will try to shame you for telling the truth about certain things that we do as women that we need to stop. They feel that the only thing that should get talked about on YouTube is things that black men are doing to black women. They don't want to talk about what black women are doing to their children and their community with the poor decisions that we make. That conversation never comes up because these females will come in and they will stop it in the tracks, so to speak, because they are not comfortable with the conversation. There's one female in particular, and I even shut down chat on that particular video for her because she just won't let it go. And she tells me that my subject matter is boring and I'm a mammy and all of this other stuff. And, you know, she's just only coming back to my channel all the time to, you know, refute me so that I don't mislead any black women. None of these grown women that come to my page have their own mind to make up their own, you know, have their own thought process as to what is right and what is wrong. She specifically has to come here to this channel to make sure that she steers them in the right direction because she thinks for all black women. Black women don't have a mind of their own to decide who is telling the truth and who isn't. And I tell you today, women like her, I'm not going to out her. I'm not going to say her name because Faith Jones just don't do the cyber bullying, cyber battle bullshit. I don't have time for that. But I will say that she really, really thinks that her presence is needed so that she can shape and guide and mold these women away from listening to reason, which is bullshit. And I called her on it. I told her, I said, you come here because you like it. There is a certain demographic of black women that actually like to go online and argue back and forth with black men and just anybody who will give them an audience. And so here on my platform, she has an audience so that she can come and blur out insults, because that's the only thing she's good for is insulting and cyber battling on YouTube. She doesn't have anything else in life that she's doing. She's not mentoring anybody. She's not doing a damn thing except for cyber battling and bullying on YouTube. There was a guy that had made a comment to her, and I swear the comment had to be at least a month old. And she kept coming back, commenting to this guy. This guy had long since stopped commenting to her. And I had to say something. I said, hey, this person has long since stopped commenting to you. And you're still here arguing, just to be arguing. I guess there's nobody that you can argue with on any of the other channels. So you have to come back here and look for this guy. What did I do that for? Now she want to come and do a back and forth with me. I just gave her what she wanted, in essence, by even saying anything to her. But that's what they do. They're not here to resolve any issues. They're not here to better themselves as women. And they're not here to pinpoint what it is that we as women need to be doing in order to stop certain trends like out of wedlock births from occurring in such high numbers, what it is that we could be doing to get the word out to the next generation. You know, we need to be collaborating on that, and we need to continue to fight cyberbullying And we need to continue, you know, to talk about colorism and featureism. Those are also very important topics. But these females act as if we can't do all of that at the same time. Look at the things that we're contributing to this gender war that's horrible, and how we're failing as far as Black womanhood is concerned altogether. They act as if we can't tackle all these issues. They act as if, well, you know, colorism is a really important issue, and that's all we should talk about, Faith. You know, don't talk about, you know, how we out here and 70% of us are out here, you know, just getting babies by any Tom, Dick, and Harry, just out here making these illegitimate children. And, you know, we're not going to talk about what we're doing. We're just going to talk about how the Black men are on here calling us out our names on YouTube and cyberbullying and all this type of stuff. And we're just going to talk about those things. Okay, well, yeah, let's talk about those things. I don't like that either. I've been a victim of it, but I'm not just going to focus on that alone. When I first came out, I addressed all those issues. Then you see that I turned around and started addressing issues that we have as women. And that's the problem that I have with the sisterhood. I think the sisterhood is just basically bullshit right about now. We don't have any set core values at all. The only set core values is either you're down with bashing Black men and blaming them for everything and not ever talking about things that we need to do as women to better ourselves, because we contribute a lot to the fuckery as well. We don't want to talk about those things, though. We don't want to address the evil that lies within ourselves. We only want to point to other people, mostly Black men, and tell them how they need to change, but we don't want to change ourselves. There's just no way that we could possibly do both. We can't focus on all the issues. No, we're not multitaskers. Even though we used to be multitaskers, but now we're not multitaskers when it comes to, you know, focusing on our bad behavior. You know, we're too self-absorbed to even worry about setting good examples for the next generation. And that's our children. So many Black women are out here talking about what about my redemption? What about, you know, me being a single mother, and yeah, I made a mistake, but I deserve a good man. And you're telling me that because I made a mistake and became a single mother that I'm going to be disqualified for getting a certain type of man. Well, I shouldn't be disqualified. I'm a good woman. Why would any man not want to be with me? I'm not saying you're not a good woman. I'm not saying you're not going to get a man. I'm just saying that not every man is going to want you because of that. And that's their preference and their prerogative. And you shouldn't be out here trying to make anybody want to pick you and they don't want to. And that's what it seems like a lot of Black women are trying to do. They're trying to shame men into picking them after they've made these choices that might have disqualified them from a certain group of men. And then they want to heap that on me like, hey, Faith Jones, you're bashing Black women the way Black men bash us. You're calling us used up wombs. No, I never called you a used up womb. I said that 9 times out of 10, a man is not going to want you if you have used up your womb having baby after baby with other men. And that is just the cold, hard truth. Video after video, I say this, and yet it never sinks in. So, hey, if you don't want to believe it, living it is believing it. Go out there and get the children by different men and see how that works out for you. You don't want to believe me. But yeah, we use colorism as an excuse. We want to continue glorifying ourselves, and we're not interested in bettering ourselves as women by focusing on changing bad behavior. We do just as much Black man bashing as Black men do Black female bashing. We're right up there in the whole bashing department as they are. And, I do agree that Black men do need to set the standard for how they get treated. And when I say this, I'm saying that, you know, black men, if you want women to, you know, follow your lead and you want women to respect you, then you have to, you know, carry yourself in such a way to be respected so that women will want to follow your lead. You know, women are not just going to, you know, look at you and you've done nothing to earn her respect and earn her trust for her to follow you. And it's the same way with women. Black women, if you have not earned the man's respect and you've not earned his trust, then how are you going to expect this man to want to do anything for you? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So if you're both coming to the table with zero, don't expect to get nothing back. That's simple mathematics. But again, I don't want to really make this a long video, but I just wanted to reiterate and touch on that. Again, this is Faith Jones coming at you with another one of my videos. Please like, share, and definitely subscribe. Have a good one.